Moving on to Kerala now, be it in Kerala or Delhi, brazen attacks on press freedom are in focus with the raids on media houses being condemned as relentless hit jobs on the fourth pillar of democracy, while the Modi government has been on the opposition's crosshair for allegedly using agencies to target rivals. One of its principal oppositions, the Pinarayi government, has now come under attack over similar allegations. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan spoke on the floor of the Assembly on Monday, saying they are not against press freedom, but were cracking down on fake journalism. Several opposition leaders have condemned the Pinarayi Vijayan government for threatening press freedom after Kerala cops carried out raids on media house Asianet. Speaking to the media, Congress leader V.D. Satishan slammed the LDF government and stated that such acts are symbols of intolerance.
അസഹിഷ്ണുതയുടെ അടയാളമാണ്. ഭരിക്കുന്ന ആളുകൾക്ക് വിമർശനങ്ങളെ സഹിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല, എതിർപ്പുകളെ പാടില്ല, സമരങ്ങൾ പാടില്ല, ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. അങ്ങനെ വിമർശിക്കുന്നവർക്ക് എതിരായി അവരെ ഭയപ്പെടുത്തുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഈ ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റിൻ്റെ കൊച്ചിയിലെ ഓഫീസിൽ SFIയുടെ അതിക്രമം ഉണ്ടായതും ഇന്ന് റെയ്ഡ് നടത്തുന്നത്. BBC-യുടെ ഓഫീസിൽ റെയ്ഡ് നടത്തിയ ഇൻകം ടാക്സിനെ കൊണ്ട് റെയ്ഡ് നടത്തിയ നരേന്ദ്രമോദിയും ക്രൈംബ്രാഞ്ചിനെ കൊണ്ട് ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റിൻ്റെ ഓഫീസിൽ റെയ്ഡ് നടത്തിയ പിണറായി വിജയനും തമ്മിലുള്ള വ്യത്യാസം എന്താണ്? ഞങ്ങൾ തമ്മിൽ ഒരു വ്യത്യാസവും ഇല്ല എന്ന് എല്ലാവരും പറയുന്നത് പോലെ ഡൽഹിയിലെ മോഡിയും കേരളത്തിൽ മുണ്ടുടുത്ത മോഡിയുമാണ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിൽ ഒരു തെറ്റുമില്ല എന്ന് കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി സ്വയം പ്രഖ്യാപിക്കുന്ന അവസ്ഥയാണ് ഈ ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റിൻ്റെ റെയ്ഡിലൂടെ കണ്ടത്. ഒരു കാര്യം എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്, ഇത് ഒറ്റപ്പെട്ട ഒരു കാര്യം മാത്രമല്ല, ഇത് സംസ്ഥാനത്ത് ആവർത്തിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഈ അസഹിഷ്ണുത സമരം ചെയ്യുന്നവരോട് എല്ലാവരോടും, അവർ മാവോയിസ്റ്റുകളാണ്, നക്സലൈറ്റുകളാണ്, അർബൻ.
All right, we have KG Alphonse joining us, who's the BJP MP there. Thank you, Mr. Alphonse, for joining us on this story. My first question is, of course, SFI goons barging into Asianet office, police raids happening. Don't you think this is clear violation of freedom of press and an example of intolerance? Because several within the opposition have been saying that this is nothing but reeks of intolerance as far as the ruling government in Kerala is concerned.
You know, the Pinarayi Vijayan has reached a certain level of dictatorial governance in Kerala, which is unprecedented in the history of India. I mean, this is absolutely shocking. These are the same people who shout freedom of expression, the constitution and all that all the time. And what is shocking is that this Asianet was joining the government in a anti-drug campaign among school and college children. So this was part of the campaign which was supporting the government. And they took interaction with a lot of children. Among them was a 14-year-old girl whose voice they had recorded. And that was played over in one of the documentaries news which Asianet was carrying without her picture at all. I mean, this is very, very clear. Her video was not shown, but her voice was played over. And of course, a dummy person was shown from the back narrating it. Now, where is any violation of the POSCO rules? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, this was a great campaign launched by the Asianet to help the society in cooperation with the government, and here it is they are being prosecuted. I think this is extremely surprising. I mean, if I was in Kerala today, I would be arrested because I'm wearing a black jacket. Can you believe black is forbidden in Kerala? So it's crazy. I mean, things have taken such a horrible turn. A government which talks about freedom all the time doesn't even allow people to wear the color of clothes they want to. And, you know, all this is because a certain MLA from the left, Mr. Anwar, there were representations against him, whole lot of complaints against him. Asianet carried stories against MLA, Mr. Anwar, and that had led to a lot of action being taken by the district administration. So the same Anwar files a petition against Asianet that there is a violation of POSCO rules, and that is how the Pinarayi government just pounces on them without even taking a statement from the complainant. The police have not taken a statement. They have raided the offices of Asianet, And of course, you can expect them to, the directors and the people concerned, to be arrested soon enough. I think this is atrocious, and I think the whole nation must stand up together against such atrocities, such suppression of freedom of expression.
Mr. Alphonse, CPM has been alleging that Asianet News has an agenda to destabilize the LDF government. Therefore, they've been peddling several stories under the behest of the ruling party at the center. How do you respond?
It is not the business of any media to be supporting any government. In fact, if media has a role, it is basically to provide constructive criticism, make sure that the government is rules as per the law, as per the rules laid out. And therefore, if the CPM government in Kerala expects Asianet or any other channel to be a supportive channel, forget about it. That is not the whole idea of the media. Media is here to appreciate good things which are done by the government. At the same time, the bigger role is to be critical of the government so that the government rules as per the mandate which is given by the people. So I think the communists are completely misunderstanding the role of the media.
Right, sir. So you're saying that media's role is to be critical of the government, but several are also pointing out that this is similar to the action taken as far as BBC is concerned. So why is BJP making a big hue and cry when a similar action was taken in BBC offices as well, is what some of the opposition parties are saying?
See, BBC, what is their agenda? BBC, what did they really come out with? Did they come out with anything new? All kinds of rehashed stuff on behest of people who are out to destabilize the country, aren't they? I mean, I've seen the video, I've seen the BBC documentary, and you see there are some forces in the world because India is doing well. We are the fastest growing economy in the world. Modi government has done amazing things for the poor people of this country. Some white men cannot suffer India doing that. And India being president of G20, see, we have brought the world together and the world looks up to us today for leadership. And such being the case, there are some people out there who are basically racist and who would like to see that India doesn't go anywhere, doesn't progress. And that I see the BBC documentary as part of that. So there is no comparison between what Asianet is doing. Asianet has been running a campaign against drugs. I mean, can you find anything more remarkable, more acceptable than that, running a campaign against drugs, which the government has launched? That is what Asianet was doing.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Alphonse, for joining us with your thoughts. You're saying media's role is to be critical of the government, and you're saying cannot compare action against the BBC to action against Asianet. Thank you for joining us with all your thoughts. So we have Vivek joining us on the story. Vivek, Kerala government, of course, they're facing a lot of heat over the raids. Pinarayi Vijayan defending the action by the cops, defending the raids. At the same time, opposition, we just heard Alphonse, their opposition, they're saying that this entire raid as well as barging into the office and so on reeks of nothing but intolerance.
Exactly. This is what the opposition parties, especially the Congress and the BJP, has been saying, in connection with what happened to the Asianet office, 5 days back. If you look at the entire incident, yes, Asianet in the month of November 2022 was, was telecasting a program that was a campaign against drugs. Now, this is an initiative which actually was started by the state government, but Asianet was indeed supportive of that. Now, it was at this point that there was a story that Asianet took from Kozhikode. Now, what they say is that there is a minor girl has been used as a pawn in the story, and she's been used to telecast as if it was a real story. However, it was later a left independent MLA called PM Anwar has filed a complaint with the DGP, following which a case was registered against the senior editors. Now, Asianet has made it very, very clear that they have not done anything wrong in this. These are all, people who are victims, whom they've shown, and there is absolutely nothing wrong in what they've shown. But the left government is trying to attack Asianet because Asianet has been critical of the government. Remember, right from the beginning of its tenure, the first LDF-1 tenure, and later we saw how a senior editor of Asianet, Vijayan, was questioned. A case was registered against him. And also, if you look at, Asianet has been very, very critical against various, corrupt allegations, activities of the left government right from the beginning. And there are a number of instances where media has been, there was attempt from the side of left organizations, left affiliated organizations to silence the media. And what happened last Friday was something different, where a group of SFI students, 35 SFI students, barged inside the
All right,
Asianet
thank you,
office
Vivek, for
saying
bringing all those details. In fact, we have JB Mathur, Congress MP, joining us on the story. Mr. Mathur, my question to you is, of course, SFI goons barged into Asianet office, after which raids happening at Asianet office. Don't you think this is a clear violation of freedom of press and example of intolerance, which is what several of the parties, including yours, have been saying, that the CPIM there being intolerant and not really taking the criticism very well, which is why they are going ahead and taking these extreme measures of raids. So how do you respond to all the raids that have happened? Do you think this reeks of intolerance?
Has happened in Asianet and the attack in the Asianet office. See, this is clear example of violation of freedom of press, as you rightly pointed out, and not just violation on freedom of press, but also on the attack of democracy. Because free press is one of the cornerstones of a fruitful democracy, but it is very unfortunate that what we are seeing in Kerala right now is a replica of what we are seeing at the actual government. Now, if anybody goes against, if there's any report against the central government, there's always reactions which the editors or the media has to face. And BBC also, we know the episode that has happened with BBC. So likewise, now Kerala, which is supposed to be a very, very democratic LDF government, which claims about media freedom, has now gone to the extent of attacking, and also the SFI goons who they claim that they are attacking on the base. The poster displayed by them was saying that it is a embarrassment to Kerala's culture. But see, unfortunately, the SFI don't realize that the way they reacted, and also to a media, this is something which is totally against the traditions which we follow in Kerala particularly. We respect media freedom, be it any party, but the silence and the support of CPM to SFI, they are justifying, itself shows that they have double standards when it comes to centers, acts, and also when it comes to home state. So as far as Congress party is concerned, we are very clear that media and press freedom needs to be respected, and that is very important for the flourishing democracy, and maintenance of the press freedom is very much important. See, what happened in Gauri Lankesh issue is also something which shows how if you are speaking against the current government, how they will have to face the consequences. Right. How right-wing politics attacks media and the media people and the media owners also. So
right.
All these are interconnected. So we want to make it very clear that Congress party stands for freedom of press and for democracy.
All right. Thank you, Ms. JB Mathur, for joining us. You're saying that Congress party favors media and press freedom. That is important. And here you're saying that the Kerala government is showing double standards when it comes to media freedom.